Hello? Anybody there? Hello? Uh-oh. There is something... There is something not working. 1 second. There is something... There is something not working. I hope my PC doesn't need a reboot right now, but kind of looks like, but ow. I hope we can make it. I hope we can make it, boys. I don't know, he's acting a bit weird. The tiger doesn't want to go outside the cage. The tiger is not in a cage. The tiger is in a fantastic forest. It is jumping on trees and swimming in rivers and is in his own habitat. Is living in a luxurious forest. Amir Ella. The picture of the day. You see, the picture of the day, they start to be unreal, eh? There are more and more unreal pictures. This was with the old lights, because actually everything was lit up. New lights are a bit different, but we will get a good setup one day. Yeah, you see that my PC wants to update. By the way, it wants to update Windows, restart required. And he also wants to update the NVIDIA video driver. So I want to update a lot of stuff. Okay. But I cannot reload now. Hello, Hula. Hello, Fergus. So today we continue the work that we did yesterday. Let me close some stuff, because all this stuff actually sometimes is using resources for nothing, you know. Okay. And okay, so I spent some time improving what we did, and I went a bit forward. I mean, not much, but I went a bit forward. So what I have now, I have a function that is returning the MIDI files, and actually is returning them by name, right? And then I have so basically what I can do, yeah, I will show you in a second, but before doing that, what I wanted to do, I wanted to copy the plugin, the MIDI asset plugin, right? So this MIDI asset plugin, we will import it into our project, right? Because we will use it. Now, I don't know if we will use it exactly like this. That I don't know yet. Maybe not. I think I can delete intermediate completely, because it is built for another engine release, so source. Now here we have a lot of stuff. Okay, so I don't know yet if I will really import all of this, because for example the MIDI asset itself, I'm not really sure that we need it. The MIDI asset editor, I don't think we really need it, and things like that. So the MIDI interface, the procedural audio for sure I don't need it. Yeah, for example, the procedural audio, I think we should probably avoid having it. I mean, the MIDI we need for sure. MIDI interface. MIDI interface. Let me just check one thing because I was okay. So I think we can actually delete the now I didn't test this on Mac. That's a good point. It looks like this thing is designed for Windows and Linux, but I didn't really. I mean, I don't see. Ah, no, there is also iOS. There's also iOS. Ah, no, there is. Okay, so maybe. So I would definitely delete the procedural audio for now. I will just delete it. I'm not sure about the MIDI interface and the MIDI asset editor. We will see it. We will see it in a second. Okay. So I think I will regenerate the project files because I want to keep it as small as possible, right? I don't want to have in the project, stuff that we don't use because that is creating dependencies and such. The minions, okay. The minions. You want the minions? There it is. Why this time I'm more on the right side? I'm more on the right side? No, I'm exactly in the middle. I don't know, sometimes things change. Like that. Like that. Okay, we regenerated the file. So let me see if now we reload the project because this has been regenerated completely. So okay, now under plugins we have MIDI assets, right? And so if I recompile my guy, let me see if we get any. I don't know what is going on here. Why we have like 1 million errors? Okay, GG. Could not find module procedural audio. Reference via default plugin MIDI asset plugin. So it seems that one of the plugins is referencing MIDI asset. MIDI asset is referencing the procedural thingy. This guy. this one, huh? So we're just going to remove it. I don't know why it's listed as 426, but it works for 427 with no problem. So I think I'm just gonna change it. I don't know. In theory, I should do it for all. Because here well, no, this is the plugin, yeah. But anyway, it works for 427. It even works for 5, so there are no big dependencies with the engine. So everything this plugin is doing is like kind of separate, right? So it's compiling the MIDI plugin, as you can see. It's compiling that, and here at the bottom. By the way, we are 51 Patreons. We had 2 new Patreons yesterday. One was a very quick one, so he registered and he immediately deregistered, but still it counts as a Patreon for a month, because anyway, it's been part of the Patreon. He will be part of the Patreon for a month. So why Visual Studio is so upset? Why Visual Studio is so upset? He's listing everything as red, like... Okay, maybe because I didn't really reload. That's strange, huh? He's very, very, very upset. Let's see if restart... But anyway, he compiled, so... The fact that he's showing things red is not a big problem, at least. Well, I mean, I would prefer him not to show things red, but holy shit, it's really showing everything red now. Why? What is going on? Yes, when we added the plugin, right? So adding the plugin seems that made things a bit weird for him. It's kind of strange. Everything is red. You see? Like if it's not recognizing Unreal Engine, but actually it compiled and it properly compiled, so it said success. So I can compile again, but seems to be fine. Yeah. Compile fine. We can see if it works, but I think it will. Maybe there is some, you know, strange tag at the beginning somewhere in the new code that is confusing him. I don't know. By the way, I wrote an email to the guy that created this MIDI, this procedural MIDI, and I asked him why he's skipping the first note. I think there is a problem with the code somewhere, because the first note, if it's short, is always skipped. Now, for us, it's not really a big issue, because I guess that people will figure out and we'll just add, you know, a pause at the beginning, and so we'll be done. But I think it's a bug in the MIDI engine. Do we still have all the maps? I will stop the music, by the way. I will lower the music to 0. I think the server is still loading. Okay, loaded up now. Yeah, but everything, as you can see, everything works. It's just Visual Studio that went a bit crazy with the plugin import. Maybe the stuff you deleted? No, I think no. Because it's kind of in a structure, right? So the but anyway, here I have a blank score of Rerarir, and if I right click, as you can see, the window pops up, right? So we can actually see it. As you know, it is the icon that says that basically we have music in the score, because at the moment I didn't switch between the two yet, so this is something I need to do. And then we have the play button, the compose button, and the copy button. The copy, I don't remember what is it. Ah, the copy is when you download it. Okay. Yeah, these things are a bit weird. But so the compose now, you see, is creating this. So when you click on compose, it's giving you the list is giving you the list of the MIDI file that you have in your musical sheet directory, and then you can select one. So that's the idea. If you close the window and you open it again, this will be gone, right? So this works only when you click on compose. So now what we need to do, right, when we press on select, this is not done yet, right? So when you press on select, we need to be able to load the file, check that is actually a real MIDI file, check a few things about the tracks and other stuff like that, and then we have to send it to the server, right? And this will be when clicking on select. So I think it will tell you, I think we need a message or something down here, right? We need a message or something like MIDI uploaded, or MIDI, or composition complete, something like that. Composition complete, right? And yeah, kind of composition complete. But these files are the files that I have in my directory, right? So that actually works well. No, sorry, is here. Is under saved musical sheets. As you can see, I put also some other files with different extension just to test that it was actually properly filtering, and it is. So here we have only the MIDI files, right? If they extend more than this, there should be a scroll bar, because this is inside a scroll box. Now we can test that as well. Okay, so now the hard part, because up to here was all easy. The hard part is that when we click on select, when we click on select, we need a function that I think we can do a pre-check client side, right? So I don't want to send to the server anything that has not been pre-checked. Hello, Video Nomad. Hi. So I don't want to send to the server anything that is not being pre-checked by the client, even if obviously the client may be modified by someone, and so it may still send us garbage, right? But and so the server will have to recheck basically the same thing, right? You will have to recheck the same. So I think we add a music manager. Now I don't think I have a music manager in the new release, or we put it under user manager, which to me seems fine as well, or we create the actual music manager. Let me just check 1 second what we had in the old game. Do we have a music manager here? Probably we have a sound manager. Server song manager. There it is. Yes, there was a server song manager. It was the one that was doing all the checks. Now my point is that I need anyway a MIDI. So, or I can also put it directly into the plugin, but I think as I've learned, you know, with ALS, if I modify the plugin, I'm asking a bit for trouble, right? Because then maybe this plugin is updated and I have my changes in it, and then we need to modify it again. Like for example, this MIDI util seems to be looks like to be the perfect place, right? But I think if I put it here, yeah, well, I still need to understand why it's giving all these errors actually. But cannot open source MIDI.h. I think that probably because this needs to have the did I transform? Let me see if I transformed ALS into full. No, I'm just saying library, include library slash. So in theory it should be fine. Well, I'm saying library though, so it still is a full path. Here it seems that we don't have a full path because it will be. Yeah, it is a full path because MIDI is actually sitting. Sorry, when we enabled ALS, did we enable it here, right? Yes, add range dependency module. So actually I think I need to be able to access that properly. I need to add this one, MIDI asset. If I don't do this, I think it will not see it as a loaded module. Better to keep it outside. Yes, the only problem is that keeping outside, we need to understand where, outside where. So or we copy over this server manager, this server song manager, right? Which may be a way. This was actually was able to do play song, stop song, and things like that. So in reality, we will need, we will need these kind of functions anyway. So probably it's not a bad idea that we migrate to this class, because we will need something very, very, very similar. Obviously, the majority of the content will not be the same. Yeah, but we need I think we need this. Will be very, very different for this part, but I think we need this anyway. Let me just check one thing. When we do the handle play song, right? Handle play song message. Do we already have it somewhere or not? Probably not, huh? Migrate and update it to Unreal Engine. Yeah, I think I probably should. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand. Where in these sources we have so what was the sequence of events, to play the song, because we need to understand that. We can recreate it because okay, so this one was subscribing to a specific message. So in reality, what we need to do, we need to search this message, right? Because this message is the one that was sent with a play command. Client song. There was also a client song manager. I mean, obviously, yes, I understand. So there was a client side and a server side. I understand. I mean, it makes sense, right? So, that is the one that was receiving the thing. With a stop and play and things like that. I think it's fine to have two classes dedicated to this. I think it's fine. I think we can do it pretty much the same. I can use the same two classes, and now one needs to be client. I will delete pretty much everything that is in the file, but I will keep the logic. Okay. So basically, these two files, I think I will delete like 90% of what they contain, right? Most likely. Now the only problem I have, I think, is the dependency. But anyway, it's fine. We probably need a util for music, separate util for music. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Now this one will for sure give a lot of red errors because they are made for the old game, and so now my idea is to arrive to the point that we play the song and then I will stop, right? So that so before playing the song, because to play the song we need Unreal Engine 5. Right, at least if we keep meta sound, and I think we should. If we go meta sound, we need Unreal Engine 5, and so probably the best idea is to stop just short of doing play, and then migrating to 5. And then when we will migrate to 5, which hopefully sometime soon. Right, I will actually have it play. Okay, we have a client song manager. I will keep the same author. This was an Italian guy, by the way, that did some work on this, which is great. So in case you're still there, yeah. I think I will delete pretty much all of this, but so there was a listener. I'm thinking if we need a listener. I don't think we need a listener. I don't think we need a listener, and I don't think we need let me remove it for now, and we will see if we need it again for whatever reason, but I don't think so. I don't think so. So this will be a non-Unreal class, huh? It will be a normal class. Next, the main player play the song in a given musical sheet and inform the server about it. Okay. Now, I think we will have to significantly change the way the musical sheet is loaded, because at the moment this is an array. I don't know, what is the maximum array that we can have with Unreal Engine? What is the maximum size of an array? Unreal max T array size. No, I think my question is different. My question is, what is the max serializable size? Because the problem is not the size of the array that will contain the nodes. The problem is the message that client to server will bring this file, right? And serialized compressed. Also, I will have to see if the best is to use an array of bytes or let me try max packet size. Max packet, define a maximum payload size in packets in bytes. 128 by 1024 minus 8. I like the minus 8. 130k. I'm not very sure that this is the truth, but okay, let's assume that that's the, I mean, if this is the truth, we are more than covered, because consider that a song is very, very, very small, right? It's very small. So it's 1 or 2k, 3k, 4k. So the fact is that at the moment the song is transported in the old game. The song is transported client to server with a string, because it's actually an XML, and the XML is getting read, you know. And while in this case we will pass in a MIDI file, right? And but I don't know if we will pass in a MIDI file for real, or we will pass a string array, because I mean a byte array, because if you go inside MIDI, right, and there is a MIDI component load file, right? MIDI component load file. So this thing, which by the way I think is not static, okay, but I think it's okay. You see what it's doing? Is loading into an array of uint8 the data, right? Is loading the data this way, and then is parsing it. So in theory, if we pass this file, sorry, if we pass the, what I mean is that if we pass this or the resulting array server to client, I think is okay. I think we can serialize it. I don't know if uint8 is serializable. I hope so. I don't know if for any reason it's not. Real serialize uint8. How do I know what I can serialize? Yeah, but uint8 seems to be one of them. This seems to be all the things that I can serialize, right? Which is very nice. Okay, so uint8 seems to be serializable, so that's pretty good, huh? So at least this, so yes, I think we can, so our stream of data, I think it will be the uint8. Is there is also a save file that is doing the same or not? Yeah, save array to file. Fantastic. Fantastic. So in theory, this way we can also save it server side. Now, exactly how we will save it server side, I don't know yet, right? But I would like to avoid keeping it into I mean, can we put it in the same place and just call it probably yes. Probably yes. That would be super nice. If you could store it as a string, you know, but in reality it's bytes, and then I read it as bytes, I think it's probably fine. Okay. So this for us will be... I don't know if it can really be an F string, right? If I can... I think like we can do the test. I think we can do the test separately. But I would like to know if I can have an F string that then becomes a T array of uint 8. I think yes. This guy tried already. This guy tried already. Look at this. Look at this. It's me in this thread. It's me in this thread 3 years ago. No, 1 year, 2 years ago. It's me in this thread. I had the same issue with 426 too. The Unreal Engine issue report says that it will not fix. I don't fully understand the implication of null pointer terminator describing the comment. I put the byte into an array and keeps anything in this null terminator. But anyway, I created my own function like this by modifying data, so fine seems to work okay. Isn't funny to find our own comments, you know, scattered around. Okay, so my byte to string. Because I needed it for the file downloader. So we already have a similar function, eh? Okay, but anyway, I think it's possible, right? So I think we should assume that inside an F string I can store what I need, right? Yeah, I think now I remember why. I think I remember why we had that problem. Yeah. I think it was in the updater. It was inside the updater, and we had to. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I think that this can be an F string. That's basically the point. It can be. Can be an F string. Now, the only thing I need to do to be sure is that we are, you know, importing all the stuff that we need. Exactly like if it was a normal Yeah. Now this iSong manager, for now I will comment it out. I don't think we will need it. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we don't, and so I will comment this part out for now. I don't want to spend time on stuff that potentially we don't need, right? This will have to be changed. This main song ID, this main song ID, I think the song ID is anyway connected to the item, right? Because I have an item that is keeping map from the server song ID to the sound manager ones. This I don't understand exactly why, but for now I will assume that somehow we need it, but I'm not completely convinced that we really need this. And the listeners, for now I will comment it out. For now I will comment it out. So this was the H file. Now the CPP, most likely we are going to change it completely. So but it's very you see there was a music util. Yeah, there was a music util as I was expecting, because you need, I mean, some stuff needs to be in common between the client and the server, right? For sure. There is stuff that, now I don't want to create a music util directory. I think we can just put it here, but yeah, it makes sense that we have our music util. Let me see what we had in the old game for music utils. I want to understand that. Okay, I will never reach it this way. So it was probably under common music util. I think of this we don't need anything, but it is basically all the parsing. Yeah, of this we absolutely don't need anything. So I think we can create our own, you know. I think we can just create our own. There is no need for that, so we can create a new file here under util. And I don't know why, but I always prefer to do it manually instead of asking Visual Studio to do it, because when I don't know, sometimes Visual Studio is doing additional stuff and I'm not completely comfortable in him doing stuff. So we will have a music utils.h and a music util.cpp potentially. And these two will be added as well. And for example, the validation, this one will heavily use the MIDI thingy, right? So it is under util music utils. All this other stuff we don't need, and this one obviously we don't need. Let me just check one thing. How do we refer? Do we reference always the full name or? Yeah, I think I need to go one out and one in. Huh? Yeah, I think I have to. I think I have to go one out and because here we are in client, so I need to go out and in. Yeah, so it would be like this. Now in terms of creation, this subscription we don't need anymore, at least for now. Then we will see, but I don't think that we should use subscription. Subscription are a great idea when you really have a lot of different entities that are calling the same piece of code, but okay, this is our message, right? This is our message. So this one is definitely a you fix me, because this one we will need it. This one we will need it. It's just that we cannot do it now. And the same for the stop. I think I can just comment everything here, because we will have to do it piece by piece, but I don't want to do it now immediately, right? So I will just comment out basically everything. Now this update, I don't know what is used for. This method will handle the ended songs. Checking main player song, is it pending? Some validation. Detecting ended song. Also this one I think we will do it completely differently. Delete ended song. Nah, I think we can just mass comment everything out, and then we will see what to do. The subscribe, I think we removed them, so let me delete it. Okay, handle message is the one that we need, because handle message is the one that is actually receiving from the server the request to play a song, right? And yes, and so this one we definitely need. So we will register a client song manager in our client, I would say, at the beginning, and we will also have one. I don't know if we need to have one. Yeah, only client side. Do we have any other client managers at the moment? No, I don't think so. I think it is the only client manager that we have. Because I'm thinking if we really needed to have it as a manager, so load it all the time, or this can be a bunch of, you know, static calls. But anyway, we can have a if server code, if client code, right? So we can have that, and we register the manager only in one case. Because actually for us, you know, in Unreal, the client and the server are basically the same code, while in the old game they were really separate. So that's why we had a separate client song, a client song manager separate from server. So for example, here we have the message to play, the message to stop, and that's it. And then inside the message to play or stop, we have some checks for keep the instrument and things like that. PS music decompress song. Interesting. What was this decompression doing? Common util, yes. I think it was inside music util, huh? No. Common music. Decompress song. Ah, decompress a song with a zlib compression algorithm. Ah. Yeah, the reason we did that, I think, was because we had everything in text. So our song was an XML file, and so being an XML file, it contained a lot of text, and text can also be compressed. It can always be compressed, and that's, I think, why we did it this way. But if we keep it a byte buffer, I don't think that we need the compression. So I think we can keep it yeah. But it's interesting. This piece of code is anyway interesting because I don't know if you can use it for something else, but it is compressing with zlib and stuff, right? Okay. Fine. So where was this message type play song defined? Music util, I guess, huh? No. Okay, let's see where it was defined. If there was another it was defined because it's a message, like okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, this one we will not have anymore in our new code. So this one will be a direct call or a parameter here in the, yeah, exactly. I think we will have a parameter, that's it, which can be an enumeration. We can have a music message. We can have an enumeration that is this message type play song, or I mean, we can even remove play song. We can just call it, yeah, play song and stop song. And I think it's always better to have the enum as a class, and we will call it PS music message type or something like that. PS music message type, yes. I think it would be a good idea. Ah, 2023. 2023 now, boys. Wow, we're in 2023. Music utils. I don't know if we will need the CPP, maybe not, but so we will have I think this one will be different. Will be I need to know the player as usual that is playing my song. So or the player controller, right? Usually we always use the player because assuming that an NPC could do it, right? An NPC could play a song, so it may be a character, but right. Um, so it will be something like this, right? Play song and stop song. Now, whatever is here in the middle has to be redone completely. Has to be redone. So we will have to create a sound source. That sound source will probably stay on the player. I don't know. We will. I think for now I'm just commenting everything here and we will redo it. Okay, but I want to keep the structure because I think the structure is a good structure. The structure is exactly what we will use. But the code will be very different. But I want to have this handle message actually accept, yes, my client in my message type, right? And oops. Yes, exactly. So this will be the main method. Then the play song, I have no idea if it's going to be the play song. I need to think about it. I don't know. At the moment, I have no idea. I think it will still have the character as it will still have the character as an input, which will be player more than player position. I'm leaving player position just because I want to remember that was the position before. But for now, let's completely remove this. And we will see what to do, okay? And stop song, pretty much the same. And this trigger listeners, I think we can actually remove it. We don't need well, we will need a stop. Yeah, we'll need a stop. But I think it will be inside of this. I don't think I want this function. I think this function is useless. I think we can do it on inside play and stop. It's just a repetition. Now this, so yeah, we basically commented everything, but the structure is the same, which is what I wanted to have. Why it doesn't like it is the same. It doesn't like this because we are not including music utils. No, we are including music utils. We want you want me to include it from here? Okay, fine. Because otherwise you don't know. Okay, fine. Okay, so this will be the structure for the client manager. And then we have the structure for the server side, right? And the server side is actually a manager like all the others that we have. So I think actually we already have the placeholder, but let's see. But I need a... I think I have the placeholder here. If I search song in this... Yeah, you say? New server song manager. So this is the thingy. So server song manager was in PS server, right? The class that created all. The class that created all. I don't remember who created that file, right? PS server. I don't know. I don't think... I don't know if it was me or... I don't know, I don't remember. Who created the first file? I think we have it though, because it's in SBN. It's in the old SBN no, because I think it cuts off at a certain point. Okay, so we add our server song manager. We add our server song manager and we call it song manager. And it is defined in server song manager. Actually, I don't have it open, but it's there. So it's server song manager. And we need to include server song manager. Okay. So now util game event. Util game event. Why needed that? Anyway, we have it, so we can use it if we want. We can use it because we have it. Message manager, I don't think we need it. This stuff, I don't think we need it. Song event is a game event. Okay, so we need this to become an Unreal Engine class, huh? So this will become a UPS game event, exactly like, I don't know, our NPC tick or whatever. I can pick any. I can pick any of them. Yes, like this. So it is a U class, is derived from UPS game event, like this guy. He has his generated body. And the constructor, the only thing that we need for the constructor, I think, is the valid. Because I cannot do it this way, it's not possible. It's not possible. We will have to have a set parameters like we have in most of them. We don't have it on this one, but basically we will have a void set parameters, and this will take the APS character actor, and the song length I have no idea if we need a song length. Probably not, but fine. The Destructor, I think we don't never have a Destructor here, right? Because Unreal Engine is doing the work for us, so this one doesn't make any sense anymore. And the check trigger and trigger, yes, obviously we will have our trigger, but our trigger, I think we will have it only in and then we have also the 2 string that I want to have, but yes, these ones are not relevant anymore. I will have this, and this will be our PS song event. Okay, so here we will have our PS character and the start time. CS6. Let me go in my file and check how we were converting. Don't remember, but luckily I'm writing down everything, so there are so many things, you know, that we are touching that if I had to remember everything, I don't know, I need to be a computer. Time T can be used only when 100% sure that we can use an integer and no conversion issue from float. So you suggest I use float? You suggest I use float. Use float? Because it's in seconds. I'm not fully convinced about this. Because get CS6 is times 0. But anyway, I will have to revisit, but this float seems a bit weird to me, but fine. Maybe because it's in seconds from now. Yeah, possible. Now, server song manager, this is our class. We didn't specify, I mean, we didn't have, we don't have in the new game these kind of interfaces. These interfaces were created to enable this manager to send messages in a kind of a broadcasting system, right? But at the moment, I mean, in the new game we don't have that, so I will not have that. Everything else like initialize, play song are exactly the same, right? I think that here message entry will probably be changed. All this stuff, I mean, at least the calls can stay. The actual parameters I think we will have to change, and these two are good because we need them. This becomes a T map, and this one, get a keep instrument, should be APS character, right? Should be APS character. So in our manager we need the include to PS Unreal, otherwise nothing happens. We need the declaration of our server manager the way we have it, the way we have it here, right? Because this will be the actual song manager, and let me just check, but I think it's okay. Yes, we do it this way. I'm just double checking that I'm doing the same as we already did in all the others, so I don't reinvent the wheel, you know. The only problem is that if this is a U class, this guy will need to have the generated. So this needs to have the include, and this is what is server song manager dot generated dot h, right? So that is the one that would be generated by Unreal. to have this class taken into account as an real class. Okay. Now we need to comment like pretty much everything inside server manager, I think. Because obviously that's all old code and the majority of that code will go. But at least we keep the structure, right? I like keeping the same structure so we know. None of this is relevant. This may be relevant, I'm not sure. I don't know why merchant, but why merchant? Now, let me check one thing. If I add the constructor, no, I don't think so. I think I only have trigger, right? Yeah, I only have trigger. The constructor is completely gone. We don't need a constructor, so this constructor is useless now. Is it really? Is it really? Yeah, but I think so. The set parameters also need the delay ticks. Yes. Yes. Because this one is the same for all the functions, and this one is setting the delay ticks in our now I'm not completely convinced that we need this, but we will discover soon, as soon as my brain start to process also that part. At the moment I'm still a bit floating. I'm floating at, you know, 3,000 feet, and what I'm doing, I don't know, I'm pressing random keys basically. No, I think I copied a line instead of copying a single word. Okay, so we do that. We do this. Now, yes, the server song thingy. Because we are under server here, so this one needs to be searched in that directory. So this can go, right? What we were doing here exactly? We were checking if the actor get mode was character mode play, and if that was valid, and we had a starting time, get song start time, otherwise it was false. I don't know. Let me keep it commented out, because there is some logic there that I want to double check later on. Like this character mode play, because I think when you're playing an instrument, your character goes into a specific mode that basically you cannot exit. So you cannot like walk or jump or swim and play, right? So when you're playing the song, you're just playing the song. There is a specific animation and you're just playing the song. So it's like when you are crafting or something. So Obviously, character actor must be deleted. Good point. If the starting time is not the same, the player stopped the song and now he's playing another one. Also, this I don't know exactly what it means at the moment, but we will see it later. I think I want to keep it. I don't understand exactly why there is an end song event and there is not a start song event. Probably because start happens immediately, while end is scheduled after some time, right? I don't know if I fully agree to that, but fine, because we may have a delayed start to actually play together with other players. Yeah, I think this end song we are probably going to remove it. I don't think is very relevant to us. But anyway, for now, let's keep it. Let's keep the trigger. Let's keep the trigger, which is actually the one that is triggering the event. And at the moment, careful, eh? I was about to change the wrong one, and now this one was actually stopping the song for everyone. I don't understand exactly that, but why can't I just send a message to everyone that is stopped? Do I need an event scheduled in time that the song ended? That is kind of weird to me, but maybe we did it for the animations. I don't know why we need this. Probably we don't. I think we don't, but okay. In terms of server song manager initialization, the subscribe I will remove. The mat script I need, so this is the stuff that I need. Now it's not anymore like that. Let me see, how is it in the new world? In the new world is... In the new world is... come on. Yeah, I think it's not like this anymore. I think it's probably mat engine script. Yeah, mat script engine, exactly. Mat script engine. So I think it's just that. So this doesn't exist anymore because now it's global, and this is like this, right? So these are the two scripts that we are using to calculate the song experience. So after you play a song, how much experience your character is gonna get, and how much I think these are other parameters that are saying if you can play a certain song or not, like the complexity of the song, something like that. I think there is something like clear or no, empty. Yeah. And this unsubscribe at the moment I don't need. Now the initialization. So here definitely there is a lot of logic, like we were getting instruments category. Yeah, I think that this was an option that we had in the old server to say what was the item stat. I think there is an item category thingy, and now I will not find it in this million things, but believe me, it's there. Okay, I cannot find it. I passed it probably. But anyway, it's here. It's one of those. And yeah, it is. Category ID. So this one is saying a particular item in which category is it, right? So we wanted to avoid our coding maybe the category there, and so we placed it in an option. Now I don't know if I really agree to that, but I think we can just define it somewhere. I think we can define it in our music. Anyway, that thing never changed. It will never change. So I think it's probably a bit. I think we can have a define and we call it instruments category, something like that. Right. And this one is what is it? I think it should be the same between production and I think it is the same probably between production and dummy database. Item categories. There should be one is called, well, this one is 27 instruments. 27 instruments. And this one is, should be the same, by the way. 27 plants. Okay, GG. It's not the same. Why? It's not the same, huh? Okay. I mean, it's not even here. What the hell? What? I don't see it. Do you see a musical instrument? I don't see. I see a creative, maybe creative music. But no, creative music, no. What? Where was it? Visible disk container size, valid slot, flag, decay, item skill, attributes, weapon, damage, remove. Why I don't see it? I see a 10. Category 10? Category 10. Ah, tools artist. Tools artist. Okay. Fine. Yeah, but that will give us a bit of trouble if they are different, right? Because then I will need to... Okay, anyway. Fine. I don't want to have it in a server thingy. And by the way, I don't think I mean, I can just use this string. I don't need to, you know. I mean, fine. We can. We keep it as an integer. Okay. If we keep it as an integer, then let's keep it as an integer. Why not? Okay, all of this is completely useless. I don't know, I think we can call it like this, or we can just avoid having a variable, keeping that, and just use our define whenever this is used. I don't know where this is used, but we can just use our... yeah, exactly. We can just use our... I think it's only in 1 or 2 places, so probably we can just delete that variable completely and just use our thingy here, and GG. And GG. Now, yes, if we don't find the scripts, these 2 scripts, we definitely have a problem. So we want a ulog, blah blah blah. We want a ulog, and same here. Right? And we return false and they will not be initialized. You need to sync your databases. And the problem is that the dummy database is a bit... The dummy database has much less stuff than the real database. By resyncing it is kind of an annoying work, because you have to resync everything, so... I don't know if I will ever do it. Maybe yeah, but I think some stuff like the sectors, for example, were different and now they are the same, because in the old game there was the published open source version of the game, and then there was the one that we had internally with all our data, right? And the one with all our data was like 10 times or 100 times the public one, and so that's why the dummy database public has different data and different definitions, so they still derived from that. Now in theory in Unreal we can keep it the same, but I will have to reconvert all the database and it's taking time. I don't want to do it. Enter play song message. Now this will be completely different, right? I would say, because here what it's doing is really doing a parsing of the... Is really doing... So the first thing that we need this handle play song to be... This handle play song, we need to have, instead of client doesn't mean anything, so client is APS character, right, everywhere. And message entry, probably we are going to change it as well. I mean, for now we can keep it, but and this gem actor, why is gem actor? Okay. Okay, so this music message, right? This music message will have to be completely different. So, but the music message was very simple. So it was including an item ID, a read-only flag, the play or not play, right? The song title and the musical sheet. So, but in this case, you know that we have this handle play song. We don't really need all of that. The only thing that we need is the item ID and the musical sheet itself, right? I don't think we need anything else from the message. So the item ID, yeah, exactly. And by the way, I don't even know why we have an item ID and we don't have directly the item pointer, but it's okay. So we called it what? We called it musical sheet, huh? Yeah, so pretty much I think this is what we need. And on the stop, I think we don't need anything. We just need to know that it's a stop message, right? So we just need our client and nothing else. Now this is a bit of walking on eggs for me at the moment. I mean, I'm trying to put together the pieces following the same logic, but it's not really that I'm fully, you know, developing the thing yet. So I'm just creating the backbone structure they will operate. But so basically these functions are the one that we were gonna use, and here is a bit of the logic that I want to keep. For example, this if not if is completely useless now, because we will call this message only if we are playing, right? So it is useless. Extracting the item I think would be fine if we can pass in the so here we are extracting the instrument that is used to play the song. So so this is our item ID, right? And so this part is fine. If the item is different, then yeah, if the item is not null, let's say, this score statistics, I have no idea what is it. I don't remember. It was probably keeping the complexity of the song, so we may still need it, huh? We may still need this thing. It is completely useless. It is completely useless. That is useless. What? It is useless. This is useless. It is all useless. Can we call it? Yeah, character actor I think is nicer than character data. So character actor get mode in theory is okay. PS character play mode I think is not called this way anymore. It's called boom. Come on. No? Wow. Okay. Ah, because I changed it this way. Yeah, I changed it this way. So basically, yeah. Okay. Okay, from here down, basically I can delete everything because there is a bunch of checks that will be done completely differently, right? So here it was checking the actual. He was actually parsing the musical sheet and getting the information out. So we have to do it. We have to do it, but we will do it in a completely different way, right? But this is definitely something we need to do. So we need to check if the score is valid. We need to check if the equipped instrument can actually play the thingy. Right. And In this case, we send the stop song message. I don't know why we send the stop if we didn't even start, but... Right, so we will have to redo this. We will have to redo this, but this is something that we need to do. What? Disappeared. Now this is good because yes, these are all the statistics. Ah, okay, now I understand this core stats. This core stats is the class that maintains the tempo, beat, notes. Now in our new MIDI thingy, I think it will be different than this, but yeah, most likely. Where do we use this actor EID? I hope we never use it. This one we should not use. Client is our character actor. And instrument is our instruments. Now these ones I will have to redo somehow, right? With reading the MIDI. So this one we need to pass it in, but we need to do it reading the MIDI. So we need to read the MIDI file. So I think that I need to convert. Now this is doing the evaluation, it's checking if you can really play, it's checking the score. So all of this is okay. Sending the message to the requester is used to send the musical sheet again. Okay. So this is basically validating that you can play, and it is sending back the can play message, right? So this one we have to do, not like this, but we have to do. If the score is empty, only rest, there is no need to inform the other client. I don't know, this is a bit of a weird thing, but fine. Fine, so the compression, we don't need it. The proximity, we don't need it, but we will have to... Yeah, we will have to broadcast. Basically, we will have to broadcast to all other players, right? To all other players. So I need to do this. I need to do this, but not now. But we have to do this, exactly this. So the broadcast is good. Updating the character mode. Okay, fine. The instrument is set as in use. What is this? Keeping track of the song data. Yeah, this is something that I don't understand too much. This end song event, right? I think I don't know if we need this, but I will find out. I will find out soon. If you cannot play, right? If you cannot play, then... By the way, can we define this score? I think the score statistics. Let me check if we have something similar in our MIDI. In our MIDI thing. Because I want to understand if I load up. Because I think I'm loading in the component, right? The MIDI component is the one that is loading all the information. Is this MIDI component keeping track of the tempo and the other stuff? I don't know if it's in the processor or if it's in the MIDI file, but it's one or the other. Type tracks. Types tracks resolution. But the tempo. But the tempo is under MIDI file. MIDI file. Classes MIDI file. Classes MIDI file. MIDI file. Seems to have only type, track count, and resolution. There is not a lot of information. Unfortunately, this file is not really commented, so we will have some fun with that, but I'm pretty sure that we should have information on. We should have information, right, on the. Where is the processor? Maybe the processor knows. Maybe the processor knows. I mean, from this we can get the tracks, which is good. But it's not enough for us, because we need to have way more information. We need to have way more information. Tempo. Ah, there it is. MPQN. Oh my god, these variable names. These variable names, boys. MIDI file get resolution. Ah, okay, so it's the resolution actually. It's the resolution that is determining the tempo. Yeah, I think we can get the majority of the information from here, but I think there will be more than that, and I think it would probably be better if it's in our format. So if it's in a format that we can actually understand and not going into this file and trying to, you know, extrapolate whatever it is. So I think this core statistics probably is anyway something that we need. I'm thinking that it's probably a good thing to have. And this is most likely inside music util. I hope so. Wait, score statistics. Yes. So I think that we can pretty much reuse this. I think we can pretty much reuse this guy, which seems to be a good class for us. Music utils. I think we will put it here. And let me just check. Let me just check. Extract score statistics. So he has his constructor, and the constructor is calling his own reset. You can create it by copying another statistic. Okay. You have a plus that is adding. Okay, the statistics. Okay, because probably when we are reading notes, you know, we are just adding. Yeah. Okay, fine. The minimum stuff that we need, total number of played B flat, no, B, yeah, B flat. Total number of played B flat, G flat, and such, right? So, because I think there was a reasoning on the complexity of the score. Now, I don't know if I really like the way we did it at that time, but basically the number of sharp and flat in the score was determining the complexity to play it, right? Which may be reasonable with certain instruments, but like on a guitar, doesn't really make any difference, right? On a saxophone, it makes a difference how many flat and sharp you have, because actually you have to manipulate a lot more keys. But in a guitar, doesn't really. I mean, it's just, you know, position of the hand is the same. So yeah, depending on the instrument, this could be a difference, but I don't know if I want to keep it this way. But it wasn't. But I think it's an interesting class. It's an interesting class. I like it. I think we need something like this, exactly like this, to keep track of the complexity of the score. Probably be the length of the score. I think we said few things. We said skill based on what, right? We said number of notes in a bar, type of notes, 32, 16, 8 and 4, range, instrument, chords, no chords. So I think I would like to detect more these things, right? Instead of these things. But some are in common, right? So beat type. Okay, so this is good. This is good. So we can definitely keep our score statistics. So now our score statistics, I think, will so in theory, you know, I could even do this now because we have score stats. We have this class, and so this class will actually compute, which is nice. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's good. And so here what do we have? Here we have a stop message. I really don't understand this stop message, but I think it's just to send an error to the client, and we use the same message type, but it's just sending back, you know, an error saying that the song was not good or whatever. So I think we need to change this. This will be a new method in Unreal, but anyway. Yeah, but anyway, we need to do it. We need to do it. So we will send back an error message in case the MIDI file is not valid, or you know, you cannot play it, or things like that. I think we called it character actor, so we need to change here character actor, and this get character full name. Get char full name. Okay, like that. Okay, fine. Fine. Yeah. Why is giving an error here? Should not, because this is correct. Okay, now handle stop song server. Okay, let me just comment it fully. because this one I have no idea. We'll do it differently. On stop song. Checking if the client player is actually playing. Is presenting an set mode character piece. It's not very clear to me why we have this duplicated. Like, why there is an on stop song and an end stop song. I mean, this is just calling this. So you see, this one is just calling this. So it seems a bit of a repetition for whatever reason, but fine. So this one is calling this, and then we have another stop song. So we have actually three functions that are doing pretty much the same, or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they do all different things, but I don't understand it too much. So handle stop song, handle the stop song request. Okay, stop the song contrary to stop song. What? Update the player mode. Because stop song is not updating the player mode. Take care of the skill ranking and sending the stop song message to the player proximity list. So this one is the broadcast. This one I think it should be called broadcast stop song for what I understand. So this one is the broadcast of the thingy, and by the way, we have here server song manager that now we can completely delete. I don't know if I can still delete this. Oh, probably not. Okay, let me see what we do in here. Stop song. We get the actor ID. The actor ID, we don't need it anymore because the actor ID was needed in the old system to actually... yeah, so this one is completely useless. This one is completely useless. This one is completely useless in the new world. This one, forwarding a message to the wall proximity list. Yeah. So this is the broadcast, right? This is the actual broadcast. So this is done differently. It's done in a I think I have even the... No, I don't. But anyway, this should be done differently, and we need to do it though. We need to do it. So this one will have to be done. UE fix me. Oh, I said UE and not EU. I always say EU for whatever reason. UE fix me. So this one is to be done, which is basically when we are broadcasting to everyone. Yeah, it is a broadcast to everyone the stop of song. He processed the song ended, no need to send it. Yes, means that if the song already stopped by himself, then I mean, because it's finished, you don't have to send another message. Clients needs to be notified if the sounds are disabled. Oh wow, we are so how do we know? No, but this if else is if there is no need to send it. You mean client needs to be notified the sound is disabled? What? If sounds are disabled, bro. If the you mean if the song is stopped? Okay, anyway. It was just a weird message. Okay, and here this we will have to do. We will have a specific method to do this. Okay. Then handling skill rating, get a kept instrument, character actor, score ranks. score ranks dot get actor EID minus 10,000. What the hell is this? Why? Keeps the score ranked is being played. I don't understand what is this variable really. Keep the score ranked that is being played. What? He's basically finding into the because minus 10,000 is the default value, because there is a get into ash, right? Which in our case, okay, I think I understand what this thing is doing. So we need to find ref of our because we store it by, okay, so in reality it was needed then, because it seems that we store it by ID. I don't understand exactly why, but fine. So it seems that we store by ID. Okay. Fine. Now, if we don't find it, because find ref doesn't have a default value, right? If we don't find it, I have no idea what will be the result. And I always forget the difference between find and find ref. Because find is returning a pointer, so you can probably check for you can check for a null, right? I see. While find ref is returning that directly. Okay, for now let's return that directly, but probably it's bad. Okay. I think we return 0 probably if it's not, it doesn't find it. Or -1. Unlocking instrument, okay. Yes, this lock of the instrument is used because if you start to play and then you decide to drop the item to the ground, right? the instrument will not play by itself. So it is just that we lock it so that you cannot really drop it and continue to play, right? So that's the why. So this get ticks is the one that we saw before. And we said get ticks times 0 need to include, if you need to second, then it's okay to use this one. Get ticks, get to the time in seconds, time in second, you need to miss the second. And this one I think is the time since the world came up, right? I don't know what I need here though. Song time. How much I played. How much I played. I see. So when do I set this thing? I say times 0 minus song's execution time. We say times 0. Okay. You can say times 0 again, and so it's consistent, and I think it will work. Okay. Now, now we calculate the experience for this guy based on how much he played, practice point, all of that. We end the song, and in score rank we delete all for this particular guy. I don't know if we have that. I mean, we have delete. I mean, not delete all, I guess, or remove. We have remove. We have remove by actor ID. Yes, that we have. That we have. I don't understand this unsigned intent. I think I will remove it. It's just confusing, and I think it will fail. I think I will leave. I will leave it like this. Okay. So up to here we arrived. So we imported music utils and score ranks. We imported the client manager and we imported the server manager. Now we commented the majority of the code, but the structure is in place, which is good. I don't know why it's giving me this error. Log temp error text item blah 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 music ID. Because it's not unsigned. Because it's not unsigned. This is the only explanation I have. No, because this is sorry, this is item ID. Yeah, that's why. Okay, fine. Okay, we can try to compile and see if it explodes or what. Probably I need to regenerate the project files though, because I added it. But this will be good, because it means that we have at least the structure in place to do what we want to do. Now there are a lot of changes needed, a lot of changes, but at least the structure is there. At least the structure is there. I think it would be fun to be able to play in game again. I will, yeah. I think it was a fun feature, and the fact that I had to remove it was a pity. One failed, I was kind of expecting that. One failed. Okay. Server song manager. Yes, this one I can remove, definitely. Parapam, parapam. This is Plants vs. Zombies. This is Plants vs. Zombies. It has a very, very, very nice music. I mean, it's a bit always on the same theme, but it's very nice. Very nice soundtrack. Doo doo dee doo doo dum. Why doesn't like me? I think I do the same, no? What? Do I declare it up front? No. Because I do it in the CPP. Sorry. Mistakes were made, mistakes were made. We do that in the CPP, not in the H file. That's fine. because it doesn't have the definition that is in the H file. That's why. That's why, boys. So tonight we did a bit of compilation and a bit of code, huh? We didn't see much. Well, I show you the thing at the beginning, but then we went into this rat hole of code. Dacre. Dacre is always there, eh? You see Dacre? I mean, we thought it was a bot, but it's not. He's a real person. He's a real person. He's showing up sometimes. Ah, now he's walking in the middle. Jump. Yes. Dacre is here since very long time. I remember him. My customize me $1 donation to change my hat or glasses is not very popular, eh? It's not very popular. People are not interested into this. I mean, we're just another way to give money to the project, but let me see. Delete player. Ah, now we have it. So now we can say song manager. We call it song manager, or we call it what? We call it song manager, no? Yeah, song manager. So now we can do that because we have it. And now we can do this because we have it. Where is this? This is in set mode. Okay. Interesting. Yes, you are right. You are right. He's always right, huh? Para-pa-pa-pam. Larry. Okay, let's recompile like this and see what happens. Return false, it doesn't like it, it's just return. Okay, fine. Fine. So there is another manager that we are putting in, huh? Unreferenced local variable. Yes, I think we can remove it actually. I think we can remove it, boys! The red, I can't read it. What do you mean the red? I can't read it. You cannot read the red. You want it white? I don't know. I put it red because it was more evident, you know. It's saying customize me $1 or €1 donation, random hat, random glasses. So if you donate $1, you will see my face changed with a random glass or a random glasses or random hat, which is, it can be fun, but I understand that money is precious and so you don't want to spend it. I understand that. Okay, one succeeded, eh? So at least the compilation succeeded. Okay, so our structure is in place. Our structure is in place. Now, it's doing nothing at the moment, but at least our structure is in place and it's pretty much mimicking the old logic, right? The old logic. We have our music utils, we have our client-side thingy, and music utils is used by both, by our client-side and server-side, so we can put there the common code that we need. And why I did this? Because we were at the moment where we said where do we load? I mean, yeah, where do we put the code to load the MIDI file? And that was like 2 hours ago, right? And this is when I started to do this. But now we have it. Now we have the place where we can put the code for the loading. So, yeah. So what I need to decide. I need to decide if I want to call music utils directly or I want to call my client thingy. I think I want to call my client thingy because we created it. So we created it for something, right? And now we use it. Now my client song manager. Let me just check. Where was this initialized in the old code? Was it initialized on character creation? Yeah, probably on character creation. Or was it initialized only when you equip an instrument? That's an interesting question that I would like to answer. Client song manager is initialized together with the rest of the engine, but the client side engine, yeah, the client side engine. So okay, now we don't really have a place in the new game like this, right? So we don't have a client only class, right? I assume it can be our player controller, right? It can be our player controller or can be our game mode that anyway is started at the beginning. So in theory, in our game mode, we could have something like oh, by the way, how does this work exactly? Wait a second. Is the game mode initialized only server side? Probably yes, huh? Is game mode only server side, boys? Probably the answer is yes, huh? Yes, game mode exists only on the server. You should use game state to replicate dependent variable to the client. Okay. So this one, so here I cannot put it because this one is server side only. It's server side only. So I think we can put in our player controller. Now, do we want every player controller to I mean, it's fine to initialize our player controller, but at the same time, I think I want to do it only if I'm on client, because the player controller is also held by the server. So now let me just check what the hell is this client song manager. So client song manager constructor, right? What does it do? Nothing. So it's just basically a gateway, you know, for us to keep the messages. This client song manager is a gateway for us to keep the client side stuff in one place. Yes, I understand that. I understand it. I want it or not. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So basically what I have to do, I have to say if client code. Is there something like if client code, boys? I think there is if server code, but I don't remember if there is client code. I mean, for sure there is. Or with server code. Or with server. Hello, making real things. Hi. I'm good. We are, yeah, with server code. With server code. Interesting. So... is there with client code? With server code. With... I need a with client code. I mean, I need to do something only if we are on client. Okay, it doesn't exist. GG. GG! No, I think it exists. It's just that we are reading it from here. Which is probably not the place where we should get it. Oh my god, I will never find it. I will never find it. Do. But I think it should exist, no? Let me try to search with client code. With client code. I mean, yeah, is there a with client code? Otherwise I do else, you know, but or I can just do, I mean, it's not a matter of compilation actually, it's just a matter of execution. So you know what, I will not use this. I think I would just use if is dedicated server. No, it's better, no? Is dedicated, I think there was a is dedicated server. No? I think I did it already a million times. Or if it's server. Exactly. Ah, UCAM system library. Okay, this thing. This thing. If is dedicated server. System library, huh? But can I say if is client? Is client? No, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So you need to say if not dedicated server, then do this. Okay, I mean, fine. Okay. Only on server initialize client song manager. Fine. So this client song manager, we keep it in our player control. So I need to add it really as a variable, huh? But I will use it only from C++, so I don't think I need to expose it as a variable to blueprints. So cheat detected count. Nice. Detected cheat count. Very nice. Do I have variables at the beginning and at the end, or do I have variables a bit everywhere? Huh? Okay, as usual. Okay, so we will have our client song manager thingy. So we will have a client song manager pointer that we call client song manager with a lot of And this one, yeah, we need to include it because otherwise we will never be able to use it. So it's under client and it's called client song manager. And this client song manager will be initialized like we said in this part of the code where we say client song manager equal to new client song manager. Now do we need to no, we don't need to do anything else. It's just a new, like in the old code. Yes, we don't need to call initialize or anything. It's just a simple new. So from now on we can use it. I mean, I think it's a bit useless, but maybe we'll do more stuff with the client with the client song manager in the future. I don't know, but for now it seems to be a bit of a empty class. But I think in general, if we could move, you know, some of the code that we have in player controller, which is becoming like an insanely big class, to some client-side managers, I think would not be a bad idea. But anyway, okay. So we have initialized our guy, right? Now that we have initialized our guy, we are in the UI that I will launch so you see something, because you are not seeing anything since long time. And I understand you may be like, what? All this code? I cannot take it. I cannot take it anymore. I understand. So let's launch something so that we see something. Uh-oh, nothing is starting. No, it's starting. Okay. So we can finish the stream by seeing again what we see at the beginning, but but we had a lot of new lines of code in between, so which is good. So I cannot show you real progress yet, but I can tell you that we made a step forward. Okay, you should believe me. Believe. Waiting the loading. Waiting the loading, boys. Let me see. Okay, we are up and running. Okay, so now our player controller has a client song manager, even if we don't see it, but it's there. And I have many items in my inventory, as you can see. I also have a score, and when I right click on the score, this window pops up, which is my blank score of and I can click on compose, and compose is basically reading all the MIDI file that I have in my musical sheet directory. And now when I click on select, nothing happens, but when I click on select, this is when we should call our client song manager, right? This is exactly when, so when we click here, I need to call obviously through player controller as usual, but to player controller I will call something like play, no, not play, but upload or load or whatever, load. So yeah, we need another method for sure. I think in the past was managed with completely different way. Yeah, so we didn't have that in the past, so we need to create a new function here, and this will be used for call by the client, no, by the UI to load a MIDI file, right? So this one will be, I don't know if I want to have a boolean as a result, because there may be error messages and stuff, but yeah. So they will be like load MIDI file. I think we can just call it load MIDI file. I think it's not a problem at all. And this one will take just as an f string the full path to the file, full path to file, and sorry, I didn't want to do it this way. File path, let's call it file path, and yeah, in this load MIDI file, then we'll have to interact with our MIDI thingy. Now, what we need to understand, what we need to think is, do we want to have a MIDI component on the fly or what? Let me just check this MIDI component, because this MIDI component, because this MIDI component is actually a child of actor component, right? So it is kind of designed to be attached to a character, right? In our case, it's a bit different. We don't want it attached to a character, at least not yet. We will probably want to have it attached to the character later on, and not now during the loading. So the question is, yeah, it's a bit of a pity that is a child of actor component, actually. Now, because I'm going through all the initialization, you know, so if I instantiate a MIDI component now, I don't know how heavy it is, probably is not heavy at all, but just saying that I'm creating a class that is actually in a real engine actor component when when I'm just checking the loading of the file, right? So I don't need anything else. I don't need a real MIDI component at the moment, but probably is the simplest way. So I think I will have to create, okay, let's try, and then maybe we redo it differently. But basically here in my load, right, I will have to create a new MIDI component. We can call it load component, and we need to do it the Unreal Engine way, because we don't have another way. And now UMIDI component is inside MIDI component.h. I have no idea if I can call the include like this simply and it will get it, or I need to go MIDI asset slash MIDI component, right? Because I need somehow to access my, well, I can check what I did for the other plugin, because for this plugin we definitely have yes, so I had the same problem. And for example, yes, ALS based character, right? So in my PS character I am referencing that thing for sure, at least I think so. And so I need to include no, maybe I declare it forward declare it, or no. Oh, strange. I don't include it, huh? Here it is, yes. So I just go character ALS base character. Yeah. So without the plugin name. So I don't do media asset something. I just do media asset MIDI component. So in theory it would be something like MIDI and then MIDI component. MIDI component.h, something like that. Let me see if that's the way he likes it. And then I need to go, boys, because it's already past midnight. But I think we made good progress, huh? We made good progress. This part takes time because I need to, you know, create all the structure, and it takes a bit of time, but is we are making good progress. Also, we are reusing a lot of the old code, so I don't have to reinvent. You know, it's pretty good to reuse at least the logic and the structure of the old code, because it's guiding me, you know, in something that we already designed, and I don't have to design it again. Why? Why now? I mean, it was compiling before, now I added that include and it's not compiling anymore? What the hell? You're serious? You compiled a second ago, so why now you ain't main song ID, you don't like it? Why? You liked it before. What? Is it because for some reason this MIDI component is redefining some of the types? I really hope not. I really hope not. I have no idea why I'm getting this error, by the way. It's kind of ridiculous. That is ridiculous, boys. Why now we are getting this? So before that include, nothing. I mean, it was compiling fine, right? Before this include, because you cannot find it. And MIDI component. MIDI component. Hey, it's called MIDI though. I mean, it's inside MIDI asset, and then there is source MIDI. So I mean, similarly to what we have. Maybe it's automatically included because this is its own build. So this is own module. So maybe it's enough to have it like this. No? No. It doesn't like my include. I don't know why though. Maybe because I just said MIDI asset and I should have said MIDI. In my build. I don't know. I said MIDI asset, right? Like I say ALS CPP, which is actually the. But I see that there are actually 3 modules inside. Let me try MIDI instead of MIDI asset, because I see that the way this plugin is designed is that there are like 3 modules, right? There is a MIDI module, a MIDI asset module, and so on. And actually MIDI component is inside the MIDI module. So but then I really need to go. Then I really need to go. I don't know. He doesn't like it and it fails. He doesn't like it and it fails. If I remove it, probably it will compile again, but fine. Okay, I will sort it out. Don't worry. I will sort it out. It's just an include. It's just an include thing with this module, and I just need to figure out how to do it. Okay, guys, I thank you for watching, and if you want to follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, that would be very nice. Also, if you want to go to our Patreon, is patreon.com/planeshift. We want to reach 60 Patreons. We are at 51, so if you want to be one of them, do it. If not, no problem. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow evening. I think I will be here. I think I will be here. We will continue with this. If not, I will let you know on Discord, but I think I will. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, okay. So yeah, I think that's all. That's all. That's all. Just changing the music. Bye bye.